This is Friday the 5th Reflections. So we started today off by having a tutorial session where we spoke about resilience. So we had a video with this woman talking about resilience and how people have overcome it. We also spoke about how to overcome it by doing breathing, recognizing your feelings. And don't feel bad about your feelings. To identify the immediate issue. So this is definitely something I do. I don't think about why I've given up, the main reason that made it happen. So say I can't log onto the computer. That would be the immediate issue. But then I'm like, I can't do this either or this. A lot of people, I think, probably do that. And that's probably one of the main things that could help, realising, no, actually, the reason is I can't get onto my computer. How can I get help with it? So it's stuff like that. We also spoke about the word shame and how if you feel shame in a wrong way, then you need to ask for help because you shouldn't be feeling shame about how you look. But if you know you've not done your work on time and you feel guilty, then that's the correct kind of shame. So yeah, that was the end of the tutorial session. After that, we then did circuit training. So we had push-up section, skipping section, plank, sit-ups, and then stepping up and down off a bench. We did 3 rounds of this. It was actually quite easy considering I've been ill and that I've not done much during the summer because I've not been able to be at dancing. So getting back into doing some exercises was actually really helpful. It was really helpful to see where my fitness level was at after the summer. We then played some games. So we talk about we play games seriously. So that means, yes, it might be a funny game, but you play it how it is. So if we played Bang, it's a very serious game, so you have to play it. Other than if we were playing One Step Tig, you're playing the game, so you play it seriously, like it was a performance. So if we were playing One Step Tig, that is our performance. Our goal is to win. So if you go against that, you're defeating the obstacle of the game. We then spoke about improvisation rules. So you do not think whatever comes into your head, that is what it is. You don't think, I'm going to say a mouldy sandwich. You just go with the flow, and whatever happens is how it runs. There's also free your imagination, so don't get built up on certain things. Accept it and go with it. If someone says you're a policeman, then you have to be a policeman. If someone's already in the scene and they're asking for help with their trolley, and then again, don't think whatever happens. We then got split into a group and we had to stand in front of everyone, and we just got told do whatever, and it felt so awkward because I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just stood there because everyone was staring at me and I just felt really awkward and conscious. And then Matt told us to count all the things black in the room. And doing that made it less awkward because I had something to do. But when I didn't have something to do, it was really awkward. We then did some point of concentration. So Matt played some music and we had to listen and just let our bodies move to that music. We then got put in a group and we had to watch a sport. So we picked tennis. So one thing I would take back from it is actually trying to act like I was watching tennis, or maybe pick a sport my whole group had watched before. So maybe football, so we knew how to respond. We then got into pairs and we did the repeating Meisner tactic. So I would turn around and say, "You've got blonde hair," and they'd say, "I've got blonde hair," like that sort of stuff. And you just go back and forth, and slowly it kind of creates a conversation without being a conversation. So it moves quite fluid and stuff like that. We then did, after lunch, we then did some Shakespeare, since our like Christmas Carol kind of performance is actually Shakespeare this year. So we learned about like the verses, so like how certain characters speak and what kind of role they are. We then spoke about I can't say it. Iambic yeah, you know what I mean. Pentameter. Iambic pentameter. There we go. So we did the da-dum, 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 da-dum rhythm with our hands. And then Matt said, this is how it's actually spoken, but you can slowly make it sound normal. So we got, I compare thee to a summer's day, thou art more lovely and more temperate. So we'd be, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? And which doesn't sound as like human to say, but if we go, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Like it's a bit more fluid and more English speaking. So then we went into pairs and marked down all the more like distressed symbols in the words, which are more like punched out when you say them. Then we spoke about normalizing how we actually pronounce the words to make it sound more human than da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. So yeah. We then played a game where we had to walk around the room acting like more higher status, so with our shoulders back, more stood upright. And then we also walked around more like lower class, lower status, kind of more shoulders down. You walk a bit faster, you don't reach you don't look at people, like stuff like that. With that, we then got given a Romeo and Juliet speech, and like scene kind of it was a scene where Juliet gets told she has to marry Paris, and she says, no, I'm not doing that. So we had to create tableaus of that and show the different dynamics. I feel like my team worked really well in this, and we showed some really good points in the scene, which helped you actually realise what was happening. And then at the end, we did our group evaluation, and that was it for Friday.